ready now. The women's Division II, Division III, Varsity 4 final here. All boats seem to be sitting ready, and they're off.
And you can see the fractions here. Actually, this is a beautiful shot where we can actually see those fractions that we've been talking about play out here. So you can see their strokes start to lengthen out just a little bit more and a little bit more as they get these trains moving here. And right now we are 6 boats across. So early on, soon to be through the breakage point. Looks like all boats now through that breakage point. So no one's safe. Now it is anybody's game. So if you have any breakage or jump a seat now, that is on you.
Yeah, so Embry-Riddle with the fastest time in qualifying yesterday. And then at the end of the day yesterday, we saw some of these semifinals. Embry-Riddle won their semifinal number 1, beating Jefferson by about 6 seconds, and then another 4 seconds back to Union. In the other semifinal, Tampa, lane 4 on your screen at the moment with the red oars, they won by just about 6 seconds over Rollins, and then another 2 seconds to Mercyhurst. So overall, in the semifinals yesterday, not a ton of time between any of these 6 schools. And through the first 500 meters, we're starting to see that play out, as it looks like we've got a bit of a goose problem there in lane 1, causing them to miss a stroke. So hopefully they don't lose too much speed in that Union boat.
That's right, and best wishes to the goose who was hit here. Let's definitely keep our eye on Embry-Riddle and Tampa here. Tampa in lane 4 again, taking the lead just a bit over Embry-Riddle. But we're seeing a very interesting thing happen here on these outside lanes here. Let's keep an eye on Union and Mercyhurst, because again, this is what happens when you're not paying attention. You get a crew like Mercyhurst who sneaks up on the outside in lane 6 without anybody noticing because they're so far out there. So what do you think, Joe? Is it advantageous to maybe have the lucky lane right in the middle of the course where you can see everybody around you, especially as maybe a coxswain down in the bow loader? Or is it advantageous to be on the outside where almost nobody sees you and isn't paying attention?
You know, I think it's a mentality thing. I think you can win from any one of these lanes here on the Cooper River. So, you know, there's certain confidence. Obviously, these crews have had time trials and semifinals to place them in these events. But if they were just 6 boats across randomly, I don't think it would mean too much anyway if I was a rower. In fact, I've always kind of been a fan of being on one of the outside lanes so I can have one boat next to me, but the rest of the boats don't really know where I'm at. That's kind of always been a little bit more fun for me. Obviously, it's not always advantageous. A lot of the courses that you row do have current advantages into the middle lanes. Here on the Cooper, not necessarily the case, but you know, the time trials, the semifinals obviously allow the seating, giving the preferable lanes 3 and 4 to the better qualifying boats. And you can see here now Tampa out of lane 4, continuing to maintain a lead, although maybe not as strong of a lead as they once had. And we can see here across Embry-Riddle and Mercyhurst, maybe give the edge by about half a seat there to Mercyhurst out of lane 6.
Yeah, exactly. We've talked about many times before, too, when you maintain a lead at the beginning or you jump out and you grab the lead and try to secure that for yourself, it can be a very, very bold move. It's a very bold race strategy, and it's very difficult to hang on to that lead. So a lot of times what we'll see happen is later on in the race, you see the crews that actually emphasize a little bit of a slow burn, as we've talked about, where their length and their confidence and their patience is actually what pays off for them in the end. So they don't go grab it immediately, but they wait and they wait and then they go. And that's when it's pretty exciting, when we see these changes happen in about the third 500 and these crews start throwing punches at each other.
Yeah, really impressive race so far through 1,000 meters for Tampa. Looks as though Embry-Riddle has started to move past Mercyhurst. So a great start there from Mercyhurst. We'll see if they're able to hang on to that 3rd position. Looks like they're getting a strong push here from lane 2, Rollins. Rollins in lane 2 looking really solid. We can't see Union, but the fact that we can't see them tells me that they're probably in pretty good position there in lane 1. And then out there in lane 5, currently off the pace, Thomas Jefferson University. I'm interested to see where that Union boat is, though, out of lane 1 at the moment, as Tampa continues to lead Embry-Riddle over Mercyhurst.
Right, we do the best we can here with some of these crews. You can actually see their trail just a little bit. You can see their stern trail, just the remnants of it, which means they're probably up ahead just a little bit because we can't see much of it. So somewhere along the line here, we do the best that we can with the camera angles, but Union is somewhere in the mix. But again, we are still looking at Tampa as our clear leader, with Embry-Riddle really trying to challenge and overlapping. I'm going to say they're getting real close bow to stern here. So you better believe that Tampa is keeping a very close eye on Embry-Riddle in lane 3.
So Union is very much in competition here for this silver medal now that I'm looking at it. Embry-Riddle is in second place. Mercyhurst has fallen off of Embry-Riddle a little bit here. Looks like now Union and Mercyhurst are about even. There's that Union boat in lane 1. You saw them there a little bit at the end, competing for this medal stand. Again, looks like Tampa, followed by Embry-Riddle, Mercyhurst, and Union. The 4 boats at the moment competing with Rollins and Jefferson a bit off the pace at the moment. Great shot here as we go into our final 500 meters of the girls from Tampa, continuing to maintain that lead. Again, Embry-Riddle with the fastest time in qualifying. You wonder if maybe Tampa decided to sandbag that race a little bit, or if here in the final they're just rowing the best race they've had so far this season, taking Embry-Riddle by surprise maybe.
Well, here we see it now with Tampa. Look at this shot here. So Embry-Riddle really trying to make a grab for it, at least getting latched onto their stern there the best that they can. I don't know if we'll have enough water. We will see. This would be quite an upset if Embry-Riddle were able to overtake Tampa at this point. But let's see if we can get a stroke rate for you as we see those beautiful red blades of Tampa flashing in the glint of what little sun we have left here. We're starting to get a little bit of cloud cover. But I have them at about a 34, and they have been there for the majority of the race, which means that they are very comfortable and very efficient here, and may not have that many rates to go up as they start to sprint. So if they're very comfortable here, they may not need to take it up to a 40 or 38, you know, whatever they decide to sprint at. They may be able to settle at about a 36 or so. But again, I'm just speculating. I'm not the coxswain in the boat here, so we'll see hopefully very soon as we see our first red buoys here. We will see what Tampa decides to do.
Yeah, just about 200 meters left to go now for our leaders from Tampa. Embry-Riddle maintaining that second place, and it looks like they're pretty firm there. I was wondering if for a second we might see Mercyhurst and Union make a push for that second place, but Embry-Riddle looking really strong here, maybe with not enough speed to catch Tampa at the end, but certainly enough to hold off Mercyhurst and Union. However, looking at those 2 boats, the race for third is incredibly tight. So Tampa, Embry-Riddle looking to lock this down, win the first and second place here in the women's D2, D3 as Tampa crosses the line and gets the win. Embry-Riddle crosses second. The race for third looks like it's going to be, we can't see Union here. Mercyhurst crosses. We'll have to see the results. Looks like Union then just crossed at the bottom of the screen. So Mercyhurst taking the bronze. Looks like they're lane 5. Thomas Jefferson finishing in 4th. And we'll likely see Rollins finishing in 6th place. So Jefferson in 5th. Rollins there in 6th. So that